You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
All right, Jay. So the top 10 teams in the Eastern Conference, the Heat at 52-28, the Celtics after decimating the Bulls is at 50-30, the Bucks 49-30, and the 76ers at 49-30. The Raptors are 46-33, the Bulls are 45-35, the Cavaliers are 43-37, Nets 42-38, along with the Hawks. And at number 10 is the Hornets, who are 40-39. The Bulls are the only team outside right now of the Cavaliers that have a losing streak in their last 10 games. The Bulls are 4-6. The Cavaliers are 3-7. But in the last three, the Bulls have lost 3 straight games. So you're looking at a team right now, if my math is correct, you got 1-8 that plays itself, 2-7, and then 3-6, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So 3-6. Welcome to the Bucks. Welcome to either the Bucks. Now, okay, maybe the Celtics they need 2 games. I don't know how that's going to win. I mean, how they're going to go with wins, but you got either the Bucks or the 76ers, because the Raptors aren't going to be able to jump up 4 games and overtake.
They could beat the 76ers. They could beat the 76ers. They're dysfunctional. That whole thing's dysfunctional over there. That's dysfunctional over there. I mean, they haven't showed it to me yet.
Can they beat the 76ers team without Lonzo Ball, who, after reports, has said he will not play again this season? They said during the regular season, but I'm almost assured that it's going to be through the playoffs. A gimpy Zach LaVine right now at the point, and you've got a rookie point guard and your backup point, who they prefer to play him at the power forward for some reason, is Caruso, who is hurt too. With all those things facing the Bulls, and you have a slow Vooch. And I just want to say it. And Jay, maybe I'm wrong. You tell me. I know after COVID, it takes a while to recover, just like it did last year for Jason Tatum. It took him a whole year really to get back stable. Vooch had a bad case of COVID. I mean, it wasn't a he didn't just miss the 10 days of protocol. He was out for a while, and he looked slower. He doesn't look as crisp. And I don't know, it looks like it's a digression, but you're looking at guys who've been in the league, 13 years or so?
Yeah, all the time.
It doesn't look like Vooch is not a top center in the league.
Well,
the
problem is he's not hitting the ball. He's not hitting the jump shots when he needs to hit them when the Bulls need him. However, the Bulls have been getting outplayed. Lonzo Ball was the key for the Bulls. Absolute key. He solidified their defense, because the Bulls were playing very good defense when he and
Caruso.
When he and Caruso were out there, they were playing very good defense. And with Zach LaVine out there, they were playing very good. Now, you just lost a really big part of your defensive stopper. And then where the Bulls were dangerous at the beginning of the year was Lonzo Ball getting out, leading the break with Zach LaVine and with DeMar DeRozan. I mean, kicking out and running. The Bulls were dangerous because they were not a big club. They didn't really have a big man. If you remember that, Vooch was it. Vooch was it. And they had to go out here, and the Bulls were running, right? Because Lonzo Ball is that guy. He is that. You want him leading your break because he's going to give the ball up. They don't have that right now. You know, you got Ayo playing too big of a role right now. Kobe White was never going to be that guard that was going to be able to lead you. He's a spark plug that comes off the bench, and hopefully he outscores who he's playing against, because he ain't going to defend nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to D up nobody. So you talk about the Bulls lost three of their core people, and surprisingly, they still stayed in the hunt. Now, can they beat the 76ers? I think they can if we get a discombobulated James Harden.
Mm.
If the beard ain't trimmed right, if it's leaning over, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good one. Yeah.
If they mess up the line, your beard. If your beard ain't, it take a few weeks to get your beard back straight. If they mess your line up, you're like, oh man.
Yeah. Just cut it off and start again.
And then they start trimming down here, and after a while, you look like a member of the Amish Mafia. You put on one of them hats and a black coat. You know what I'm saying? You turn in your car for a horse-drawn carriage in a buggy. You know what I'm saying? Gangster and potato mash. But if you are in a situation where James Harden is having one of them games, plural, and he ain't feeling it, but he's jacking up 25 shots a game, and he's throwing the ball out of bounds, and because nobody implodes better than James Harden. Nobody implodes better than James Harden. When it ain't going for James Harden, it is not going. You think Westbrook is bad? Oh my God, James Harden, he starts kicking the ball out of bounds with his feet. Then he has that look on it. Then he's running into the cheerleaders, and then he's out there. He be dribbling, going this way without the ball. It's just missing. I mean, he's shooting shots, building condominiums up behind the backboard because he's just launching bricks up there.
But how do you stop Embiid? That's the bugaboo for them.
Here's the thing about it. I don't think one player in the NBA, if his supporting cast is not helping him, one player is not going to be able to beat you. He might get 40. Right?
He might get 50 or 60.
But what is the rest of his cast getting you? That's the whole thing. Because the 76ers have been real up and down like that. Mm-hmm. Embiid is probably going to win the scoring title this year, but why? Okay, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If somebody said, Joel Embiid is going to win the scoring title this year at the beginning of the season, what would you have said?
Lies and
lies and flaring and filth. Sir, why would you blaspheme like that? There's no way Joel Embiid is going. But why does Joel Embiid have the green light? Because he doesn't have a balanced team around him. That's why they gave away half their team to try to get Harden there to give him some help scoring. Mm-hmm. Right? So this is the whole. Okay, let's break this down. If AD was scoring 40 points a game, Lakers would be unstoppable.
Right? You're right.
If Vucevic was scoring 40 points a game, the Bulls would be unstoppable. With DeRozan, unstoppable. Right? Go down the line. Any of those top tier teams right now, if their big man was giving you points like Embiid, they'd be unstoppable. But the 76ers were so bad, with Embiid leading the way, going for a scoring time, they had to give away three of their best players to go get James Harden. What does that tell you? That they had no help around him. That Joel Embiid has the green light. Why is Joel Embiid trying to close games? From the three-point line? Because nobody else wants to. And we know James Harden ain't a closer. Mm-hmm. When's the last time James Harden closed a game for you? He can't even stay on the team. He was up there. James Harden was with KD and Irving and couldn't stay up there.
Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Iron Skillet Sports. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Iron Skillet Sports on YouTube at Iron Skillet Sports.